cc, the first cloned feline, was conceived in 2001. She was received by a biological specialist who had taken a shot at the undertaking. A couple of years after the fact, feline cloning went business. Minimal Nikki, the main cat cloned explicitly to be offered to an individual, was brought into the world in 2004. After the first Nikki had passed, a Texas lady named Julie went to the great individuals at Genetic Savings and Clone Incorporated, in Sausalito, California. She requested her cherished pet to be cloned. The method cost $50,000. For her money, Julie got an 8-week-old little cat cloned from her perished Nikki. She picked to name the kitty Minimal Nikki to pay tribute to its begetter. Julie was more than satisfied with her buy. He is indistinguishable. I have not had the option to see one contrast, she said. This was the main occurrence of a cloned feline being sold as a pet. Nonetheless, it started some shock in the media because of the enormous number of safe house felines wrecked in the United States each year. The vast majority are glad to pay a ton of cash to dispose of creepy crawlies. In any case, a few authorities despite everything take a gander at frightening little animals with intrigue as opposed to disturb. One type of creepy crawly is cherished to such an extent that the rarest and biggest of them can sell for a large number of dollars. The stag bug is the most prized creepy crawly in Japan, and the huge ones are inconceivably uncommon. The species has blood-red mandibles nearby projecting prongs, which add to its incentive in the creepy crawly-loving network. The most cash at any point paid for a stag insect was around $90,500 in 1999. The buyer, a 36-year-old organization president, got it at Waku Waku Land, a Tokyo claim to fame shop. The insect was worth such a great amount because of its size. The normal stag creepy crawly comes to about 5.1 centimeters long, yet the one being referred to was about 7.6 centimeters, making it uncommon and attractive to authorities. It's far-fetched that another example will sell for more cash since reproducers have since discovered a strategy for creating these creepy crawlies all the more every now and again. In 2008, a Fort Lauderdale, Florida, family lost their cherished brilliant Labrador, Sir Lancelot, so they solidified his DNA. That is not what the vast majority do when a pet passes away. On the other hand, the vast majority can't stand to burn through $155,000 to have their pets cloned, either. The Otto family contacted a South Korean cloning firm to have their canine reproduced from the solidified remains. Clearly, the Ottos put the triumphant offer in a close-out by the biotech firm, which was searching for somebody ready to pay for the organization to have a go at something new. The cloning of Lancelot was effective, and the family gotten a 10-week-old, 4.5 kilogram, 17 pounds, yellow lab little dog a brief time frame later. The new doggy, named Sir Lancelot Encore, was hereditarily indistinguishable from, indeed, to himself. He didn't appear at a vacant home as the Otto family had 9 different mutts, 10 felines, 4 winged animals, and 6 sheep. To fund the cloning, Mrs. Otto needed to sell a few bits of costly gems. In any case, she had no second thoughts about bringing her adored Lancelot resurrected. A few creatures are worth very much of cash dependent on their appearance, irregularity, or size. Different creatures are loved for their sperm. The last is absolutely valid for Deveronvale Perfection, a family Texel slam reproduced specifically by means of undeveloped organism move. A Texel is a lean meat sheep, and this one sold in 2009 for an astounding £231,000. Be that as it may, that is an immaterial aggregate contrasted with the measure of money that Deveronvale Perfection will pull in from stud expenses, which is the cash charge to let your sheep get freaky with him. The past UK record holder, Top Hill Joe, sold for £128,000 in 2003. That solitary sheep figured out how to procure an incredible £1 million in stud fees. John Yates of the Texel Sheep Society stated, "The stunning sum, paid for Deveronvale Perfection, amazed many. Many individuals consider these to be as sheep cleaves, yet these groups are at the highest point of the hereditary heap. This was the first-class creature that stuck out." Devon in Vale Perfection was bought by Jimmy Douglas, who stated, "There was a photograph of him in the Scottish Farmer. I needed to have him." For a great many people, pigeons are minimal more than rodents with wings that remain determined to crap on their vehicles. In spite of the Open's general scorn for them, pigeons have been a significant types of winged animal for a great many years. Truth be told, they are probably the most seasoned species of tamed winged animals. Individuals have eaten pigeons, tied messages to their legs, and reproduced them for dashing. In 2019, one hustling pigeon named Armando was offered to a Chinese businessperson for a terrific aggregate of $1.4 million. The significant expense originated from an offering war that finished at record levels. Armando was bought for his capacity to father another age of dashing pigeons. Pigeon dashing is particularly well known in China, where record deals happen constantly. In 2013, the past record holder, Bolt, sold for €310,000. Niklas Geiselbrecht of Pigeon Sell-Off site Pipa clarified, "You can contrast it with craftsmanship. A work of art made by Picasso is worth more than one made by an obscure craftsman. It's the equivalent with this pigeon." Ordinarily, individuals spend around $1,000 to $2,000 for a thoroughbred little dog, contingent upon the variety. A few people spend more, however the normal family hound doesn't compare to the worth credited to the Tibetan Mastiff. These enormous, fleecy canines have been around for over 5,000 years, and possessing one is viewed as a superficial point of interest in China. It's uncommon to see them outside of Tibet, which is one motivation behind why they are so exorbitant. The most costly one sold for $1.5 million to a coal noble from China. The pooch, named Big Splash, Hongdong in Chinese, was viewed as an ideal example. The vendor evaluated that the canine could be leased for studying for as much as 1 lakh yuan. In spite of the fact that sum wouldn't deliver a benefit on the first speculation for a couple of years, the new proprietor needs no part in it. Enormous Splash was bought as a superficial point of interest. He will be dealt with like eminence with no cost saved for his consideration.
You've likely heard Wagyu hamburger portrayed as the most costly and delectable meat on the planet. Be that as it may, even those prized bulls haven't gone for as much as America, the most costly bull at any point sold. America is an uncommonly reared Angus bull from North Dakota. In February 2019, the Schaff Angus Valley yearly creation deal shut the offering on this lot number 1 bull at a great $1.51 million. America wasn't bound for the supper plate, however, as he was uniquely reared to stud. The triumphant bidder was Herbster Angus Farms of Falls City, Nebraska, yet the proprietor won't move the bull. America will stay in North Dakota, where 20% of his semen continues will go to the homestead. Herbster will hold 80%. Bull semen isn't modest. With regards to a bull like America, reproducers can hope to dish out a strong aggregate. Wagyu semen sells for many thousands. In 2019, a bartering sold one bunch for $67,000. The estimation of America's semen is indistinct, yet it's probably going to reach Wagyu levels given America's cost at sell-off. Japanese koi reproducing has been a work of art for a long time. Through specific reproducing, a dreary-looking types of carp turned into a dynamically hued and exceptionally priced types of fish. In the event that you need koi to fill your lake, hope to pay a ton of cash for the fish. The cost goes up extensively when they are more established and bigger. Ordinarily, koi can cost any place from a couple of bucks to a couple $1,000s. The significant expense originates from different components, yet the most outstanding is bloodline. Koi bloodlines are as profoundly esteemed as those having a place with family hound breeds. At the All Japan Koi Show in 2017, the 9-year-old Amazing Boss fish was sold for an incredible $1.8 million at closeout. This makes her the most costly koi ever sold. Luckily, she has a couple of years in front of her. Koi can live for as long as 40 years. That implies the stupendous champ will race for 2 or 3 decades and possibly make a boatload of cash for her proprietor. The uncommon Pacific bluefin fish is the most costly fish on the planet. The greasy meat found in the underbelly can get a significant expense at any sushi cafe. This isn't the fish you find in a can. The world-acclaimed Japanese fish advertise sells the biggest bluefin fish anyplace. At the point when the season starts, the worth skyrockets for the main example because of the status credited to the triumphant bidder. In mid-2019, the suitably named fish king, Kiyoshi Kimura, paid a record $3.1 million for a 278 kg, 612 pounds, Pacific bluefin fish. With that move, Kimura crushed the old 2013 record of $1.4 million for the most costly fish by ever. Goodness, Kimura had purchased that one, as well. It's not really astonishing that the most costly creature at any point sold was a pure breed. Pony dashing is perhaps the most established game supported by the well-off. At the point when a pony wins one of the most conspicuous races on the planet, it can get a great deal of cash in stud charges. The most costly pony at any point bought was named Pusaichi Pegasus. He was sold soon after winning the Kentucky Derby in 2000. The genuine sum paid wasn't uncovered at the hour of offer, yet it has been evaluated at $60–70 million. Purebloods are prized for their qualities, so the stud expenses for Pusaichi Pegasus are a big deal. He was taken to Ashford Stud close to Versailles, Kentucky, where he told a stud charge of around $200,000. Since that time, he's sired in excess of 75 stakes victors around the world. However, the cost of his administrations has dropped altogether. In 2020, the stud charge for Pusaichi Pegasus was just $7,500. In spite of siring a few victors, including Roman ruler, Haradasun, and Bandini, Pusaichi Pegasus is viewed as a mistake as a steed. Yet, that is likely because of the exceptional cost paid for him.